Hi, my name is Rick Church and we are going to demonstrate how to replace the laptop screen on an Acer Aspire laptop. This one is model 5734Z as in zebra. The tools basically we're going to use are just a simple little pick tool. You could also use a small flat screwdriver, small pair of needle nose, and the appropriately sized Phillips screwdriver. You want to be aware of static. The electronics are susceptible to static, so make sure you're discharged. Power off the laptop and remove the battery. So our first step is to remove these 4 rubber bumpers at each corner so that we get access to the screws underneath that basically hold the bezel frame and then the screen underneath it. So we got 4 screws to take out. I'm taking the second one out. And now the top 2. And then the last one. 1 screw in each corner. There we go. The next step is to pry the bezel off, and I'm using a small needle here to help me get it apart. Just go in a little ways and work your way down, and it'll come apart like that. So we've got this almost all the way off. We're just going to pry in here. Get the last one, and there we go. Now it's off. So when you pry it up, go along, use this metal on here for the bottom. That way you won't damage these electronics down on the bottom. Okay, at this point I've unplugged the connector here. You might have to lift this little PC board up a little bit to get it around the standoff. Remove 3 screws on each side of the chassis, and then carefully pry up the tape holding the connector on the back side. We now have the laptop screen off, and this will be the connector you'll end up with. Be careful not to pull on the wires that go up to the webcam. Okay, as you can see, we've got the new screen in there. Again, you might have to lift this PC board up a little bit. You just pull back on this one tab, and you can get it to pop up like that, and then get your wires routed where you need them, and it'll snap back down. The biggest problem I had was the main connector on the back. When you plug it in, this is the old one. When you plug it in, You got to be careful with the wires not to pull too hard, but I found that I was not getting the connector all the way seated, so it wasn't working for me the first time around. So make sure that that connector is seated all the way, and you're good to go. Be careful with the wires around here, the webcam wires. You got to be real gentle with, and then you put the 3 screws back in each side, one here, one at the top in the middle, and then the same on the other side. So now we're ready to put the bezel frame back on. Don't forget to take the protective plastic off before you put the bezel frame back on. Then we just snap the bezel on. Snaps right in place. Easy peasy. And make sure it's seated all the way. And then we put our 4 screws in. Okay, so we got, this is the last of our screws to put in to hold the bezel frame in place. Snug them all up. All our screws are back in place. We kept the little rubber bumpers. We'll put that over the screw heads on all 4 of them that we took off, and they should hold pretty good. If they don't, just maybe get some glue and put them on a little bit better. Should hold, but there we go. Good as new. And we'll try not to drop the laptop on hardwood floor again.